have anything you need to say to anyone on YouTube, go ahead and do so. Either the spirits got the wrong website, or I really need to start meeting my fans. SB7 session number 5 on Friday, April 21st, 2017, 9:05 a.m. Protection oil and Kabbalistic cross. Hello.
Friday.
Is anybody there? Are there any spirits in this house that would like to come and communicate with me? Come please speak into this device if you wish to do so. Hi.
Of your sin. Dream.
Is there anything you wish to say?
The latest one.
Is Buddy there? May I speak to Buddy? If you're there, can you say Buddy? If you're there, please say the word Buddy.
What? No.
I asked if you could say the word Buddy.
A great time. Believe it or not,
May I speak to Ian? Ian said. I'm going to change the scan rate. To 200. It was at 250.
Here, just Who's got a great... Search your tape.
What's causing my plantar fasciitis? The pain in my heel. Do you know?
Please. Just got...
And thank you. I don't know what you said, but thank you for responding. Very difficult to understand you if you don't speak slowly. Try to speak more slowly and clearly so that I can better hear you. A lot of the time I can't hear you unless I play back the recording. Is there anything you would like to say to the people listening to the recording?
President. President Obama's. How much is...
For President Obama. Might need to go to a faster scan. Well, since we're talking about presidents, what do you think of President Trump?
The negotiator in that model. The first. I want to.
Is there anyone casting black magic against me that you know of? And if so, who? Well, if there is, send it back to them. Is it possible for you to work for me and do things for me for rewards, such as wine, rum, cigars?
Just stop. One person merged fertility.
We change the scan rate again. Go to 150 milliseconds this time. Are you there? Is this a better sweep rate for you to communicate with? I'm trying to find the easiest one for you to come through. Do you have a sweep rate number that you prefer? If you have anything you need to say to anyone on YouTube, go ahead and do so. All right, I'd like to thank you for coming through, and I am going to go ahead and release any and all spirits that may have been trapped by this working. And you must return now to your homes and habitations from which you came. Harm none along the way. Neither man nor beast. Be ready to come when called again. Peace be with thee. Go back. Go back. Go back. And goodbye. 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 In session number 5. All right, the spirit box. I picked up the SB7 spirit box back in April. Did a few recording sessions with it, and the 5th and final session was on April 21st. Soon after, I started not feeling very well, and by May 1st, I was in the hospital with pneumonia. Now, I'm not saying that it was the spirit box that put me in the hospital. but I can't discount the possibility either. Just having edited the recording, adding subtitles and whatnot, I had gotten an upper respiratory infection, bronchitis, which I'm getting over. I quickly kicked it within like 2 days. But there was also a time when I went back and listened to it between having recorded it and now editing it, and had some minor health issues as well at that time. Again, I'm not saying it was the recording, but generally speaking, you don't want the spirits of the dead hanging around you because they can make you sick. Now, I haven't done any spirit box sessions since, and it's not for fear of getting ill. It's because I've been relatively unimpressed with its reliability. Sure, every session that I've had a handful of really good replies. I've also had a great number of not so good replies. Now, every time I upload one of these spirit chat sessions, I always get the same comments and questions. The first thing that they comment on is the spirit box cycling through its sweep. They hate the loud static, that ch-ch-ch-ch-ch-ch. But that's exactly what I'm hearing as I'm using it and recording it. I'm on one side of the microphone and the speaker to the spirit box is on the other side. So if you can't stand that loud static, don't buy a spirit box. You wouldn't be happy with it. The other thing that people like to ask and comment on is that the spirit box sounds like a radio. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a radio that sweeps through the frequencies very quickly. And the speed at which it does is referred to as its sweep rate. That is the ch-ch-ch-ch that you're hearing. It could be anywhere from 100 milliseconds to 250. So yes, you are going to get some radio commercials and chatter coming through, but because of the speed that it's cycling through these stations, you shouldn't be picking up anything longer than a fraction of a second. So the longer the reply, the more impressive it is. It's also thought that this is why the spirits talk really fast, to get in what they're saying while they can. But because the spirit box is using radio waves, people tend to think that it's all just BS. And this is really the crux of the whole thing, is that yes, some of the replies are obviously radio commercials or bits and pieces of radio programs, such as the 5% sale reply that I got this session. But then there's others that are just too uncanny to be a coincidence that come through, such as when I asked what sweep rate number they prefer that's easiest for them to come through, and I got 180 as a reply. 180. Or when I started inquiring about employing the spirits, and then when the subject went to change, a voice came through speaking about the offer. And the offer is real. You'll also get things that'll come through that you're just not going to hear on the radio. I don't care who you are or what stations you listen to. You're not going to be able to listen to the radio all day and hear someone come through saying, Adonai. A lot of the voices that come through also are just too fast to be on radio. I know that a lot of radio personalities speak very quickly, but not that fast or that high. I have a lot of voices that come through that sound almost like Alvin and the Chipmunks. And this was a regular thing. I don't know any station, at least in our area, that consistently talks in a chipmunk voice. So there's definitely some weird things going on with the spirit box. But yet at other times it's fairly typical, such as the reply with President Obama. President Obama. Even though he's not president anymore at the time of the recording, I'm sure there are still people talking about him on the radio. So something like that would be unimpressive to me, and more likely a part of a radio program. Although I did find it rather humorous that that would come through. But you will get a lot of replies that come through that have absolutely nothing to do with what you're asking, as opposed to the handful of really good ones that do. And that's the problem. It's simply not reliable enough. I was hoping to get bang-on replies most of the time. And from what I hear, most people don't even do as well as I did straight out of the box, while others get relevant replies consistently, such as Mortis the Wizard. Can't really fault the device for that, because some people are just going to have more spirits around them than others. Oh no, it was a fun little experiment, but ultimately I find the spirit box to be too inconsistent to be of any use in magical work. In fact, it may harm your magical operations. We spend a lot of time banishing before and after our operations. What good does that do if we're going to be calling up some random spirits? So I'm not really finding it to be of any real use at this time. Now, that doesn't mean that I won't ever do another spirit box session. Perhaps I can make it an annual Halloween thing or something. But trying to find ways to combine it with my practice hasn't been as promising as I had hoped, and may have even set me back a bit. And that will about do it for now. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Visit me over at Patreon if you'd like to support this channel. And follow me at Twitter at Frater Xavier. And I'll see you next time. Take care.